I think we're going live. Look at that. It's like that Twilight Zone
Yeah.
where it just keeps going and going and going. All right, I am live.
Hello.
Hello.
Good. How are you?
I plugged it directly in because last time that delay was pretty bad, and Remine is all in this system, so this will make it a little bit easier for us. Today, we're going to do Remine again. There's a lot of people last week that wanted Remine, and nobody showed up.
Well, that's why you said last week that you were going to do Remine this week.
Yeah.
So I decided I'd come in since I haven't.
No, I was talking about we had a classroom full, and everybody was like, "Yeah, Remine, let's do Remine."
Where'd they go?
Anyways,
Maybe
they're watching online. Let's see.
It's windy. Nobody wanted to be out today.
That's no excuse. All right, you guys, type your comments over here. I'm gonna check it. Just remind me to check it occasionally. I don't get alerts on it. Whoever's watching, I got nobody watching. I guess everybody knows Remine.
I'll bring it up on the web, that way I can tell you there's comments.
All right, so now we have Remine and Remine Docs. So what I'm gonna start with is Remine. Actually, let's run through market updates first. How's that? Every week I do this. I look at active coming soon, 2917 if you want to look at single family, 2328 if you want to look at just condos, 268 townhouses, 171. So 2,917 active. Here's how many went in contract in the last 6 months. 4,932. Sounds about right? 4,930. It's like we're selling 4,000 homes a month right now, 4,200 or something like that. So that's what's in contract.
Now let's see what's sold.
Sold status. What do you want to look at? The last 30 days?
Yeah, just the last 30, since we're wondering what the absorption rate is.
3,456 in the last 30 days.
And what's the total inventory again?
2,917. So this is a shortage.
Yeah.
So I put a property on that's not like in the best area and not of the best condition. And I received 8 offers over the weekend. And so out of curiosity, I decided to discuss with a couple of these because it seemed like a trend when I got 3 of similar offers with LLCs or SEC regulated affiliated banks. So I decided I'm going to get on the phone. Driving to LA on Friday. And kid in the back, hockey player back, Shaw was in the front seat. And I'm like, so tell me about your offer because it's standing out to me because you're going to close pretty quick. And well, he's like, I can close faster, but we're SEC regulated. Because I'm like, okay. I didn't even look at the offer. I just glanced at it. And so we need the 21 days to shuffle the money around and get it approved, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, so you're buying properties in the valley for more than what they're worth? And he goes, yes, I'm allowed to go 120% above the value as is. 120%. And so if you factor that in, I mean, we've had 25% increases over the last 2.5 years. And they're going to increase it another. They've been authorized to spend. This guy had $6 million, a $7 million, and a $5 million account open for absorption of real estate. And I received 3 of similar offers from 3 companies, 120% above the value. So it speaks volumes on the market conditions right now.
Yeah, because there's such a shortage of inventory that if you're an investor and you buy so you can rent it out, people gotta live somewhere.
Yeah.
Rents
and-
have been going up too.
Well, and this one was good because it's even with the rent that's on it, it's at a 5. It'd be at a 5 cap, a 4.5, 5 cap for these investors. So it's not bad. It's better than the stock market. Plus, with the gas prices at, it's the first time I ever. This morning I went to Costco,
Crazy.
and there's never a line at 7:00 in the morning, right? It's always like you're there with the other guy over in the other row, and
Yeah,
No,
everybody
this
wants to
was
fill up before the price goes
lined up like it was a Tuesday afternoon at lunchtime. And I'm like, are you kidding me? But they're expecting the what did I pay today? $4.60 at Costco.
460.
Maybe it was
I
$4.33.
paid $3.99.
No, it was
the other day.
$4.33 this morning. $4.33 for 91 octane. And I was watching the news, and they're expecting that gas to rise above the average for the largest average we've ever had was $4.11 a gallon for the nation. So they're expecting that to happen today, to go above the average price of $4.11, which means and that's regular gas. In California, I was out there, and premium was at $5.30 when I filled up to come back on Saturday. $5.30 a gallon for gas.
I know, I got it last night right by my house at Speedy Mart, because that's where I always go. It was like almost $5.
Yeah. Well, crude was at it's not up there right now. 120. It was 119 a barrel.
It's going to keep going up because
Yeah.
of the situation.
You just can't drive anywhere. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna walk and get a bus pass.
I know, right? Start riding my bike everywhere.
All right. So, any questions on market update? I mean, we're all watching the same thing. I do have. Let me see if anybody is paying attention here. I'm not gonna worry about YouTube. Then we're just gonna record. So I do have open house opportunity. Let me share this. Let's connect. This is in Spring Valley. So if you're watching this video later and you want this, contact Bonnie. It's vacant and it's going to be a fully furnished sale. Let's see. There we go. This is the property, RV gate. Well, pretty much a full remodel. And it's staged just like this. And we're going to have all of the dishes moved. If you want an open house, vacant, I'm going to go active this week. So if anybody wants to do it this weekend, let me know. It's right over here, across from Spanish Trails. That's the kitchen. So sign up with Bonnie, and so she can turn on the open house dates. We're nearest competition's at 550 with a pool. We're going to put it on at 535.
Okay.
3% co-op on it. So, and then we'll probably send an email out, but you would get first choice because you were here today. So let her know what days you want them and the times you want to do it, and we'll make that happen for you. All right. Remine. Let's jump into Remine.
This is why we're here.
Clearing my cookies. All right, so Remine is our newest platform that we're going to be transacting on, doing our so So it's good to get familiar with it. They've already activated tools for the Las Vegas Association of Realtors that most other places have to pay for. Use it to your advantage and start playing with it. So the two that I'm going to quickly touch base on is marketing. But in order to do marketing, we have to know how to do searches, right? And engaging with clients. So there's a couple things you can do here. But I'm going to go through marketing and Remine docs. You guys can go in here and upload your contacts for your contact relationship management system when you go in there. You can do save searches. Eventually, this will be your update page. It will even track your transactions and your commissions that are coming into your pipeline.
Now, the contacts, is that different than prospects?
It's yes, but it's also a relationship manager for buyers and such.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a way to share values with your seller. So that's why this platform is coming on, and the more you use it and the more you're familiar with it, I think you'll benefit from this platform. It's not one that they're going to be taking away. In fact, they're going to continue pumping more and more information through this for you guys. Okay. What I found very intriguing about it, and it's a good way to start using it, is the marketing platform. So let me show you guys real quick. So what do you want? Do you want listings? Do you want buyers? Or do you want buyer and listing leads? So what they're going to give you is opportunities on both. So this one, Google and Facebook, if you wanted to run digital ads. I don't know if you guys are familiar with digital ads. You can buy your Facebook ads that pop up while people are scrolling. Same with Google ads. You can buy Google ads, which track where people are, what they're doing. And if somebody's driving a neighborhood and you wanted your listing flashed, and say they're driving around the Willows and you have a listing that hasn't sold in 3 months, not in this market, but I'm saying in the future, you can do your digital marketing based upon Google platforms, which is location or geo location based. Mail marketing, this is back to old school, and this is the one that I like a lot. So I guess I should show you guys how to do a search real quick. All right, so we want a farm, right? Let's
plant them seeds, till that soil.
yeah. I like satellite because I can see the houses. So here is our office, okay? And the beauty about this thing is all of the information's at the click of a button. If I want to know about this property, it pops up right here, right? It's not on the market. I get a Google Street View because it's not a gated community. I get what they owe on their property. I get the approximate value of the property, what their equity percentage would be. So when somebody does call you, it's kind of a click of a button, right? Like, oh, so do you owe about $250? Yeah. How'd you know? I just know everything about real estate. I'm the pro, right?
How long you been in it? What'd you buy it for? Oh, well, then you probably owe about such and such.
Exactly. But they kind of break this all down for you. When it was bought, what they bought it for. These guys bought it directly from KB Homes. Amanda Marie Patterson owns it. And then Rufus quick claimed it to her. Rufus might have been a co-signer. Who knows? People's Home Equity did the loan, 3.48%, new construction. Sometimes knowing those percentages is nice. Valuations, you can go in and submit what your opinion is to help with the AVM because they're just averaging. What they're averaging is First American Black Knight, Remine, Zestimate rental numbers. So you kind of right off the bat get what they're looking at, and then you need to bring to the table what you can add to it. So it's just a faster way than having to go out and do all that research, right? And all I did was click on the building. Owners and associated people. And the beauty about Remine is you can go all across the nation if you wanted. So if somebody asks you about a property in New Jersey, you can go click on that house and say, hey, this is what I found. And this is the information that I can get. Information super H. All right. So now I've got a client, right, who
Congrats.
wants to live right behind my office. Okay.
Smart. He works here.
Yeah. So I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to help you find a house right behind the office. So what I need to do with that is I need to save. Actually, I think I need to. So this is all the houses, right?
Hello.
In this little scenario here. Save search. Behind my office.
Jack, Secure Capital.
Did you want to check your credit card?
You want to give me some money?
What's the text I always get is like, I'm an investor, and if you have any listings,
I
I
get
get like
that.
2 a day, and I try to block them. But
I get that. I get the, hey, do you want some capital? And I get the, besides the car warranties,
Yeah.
that, and there's what, oh yeah, and I get the health insurance text,
Oh, yeah, I get that one too.
right?
Health insurance.
I got 109 properties right behind us, right?
Nice.
So I need to, and none of them were listed, right? Sort by. Are any of them active? Close, 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 close. Sell, withdrawn, 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 withdrawn. So nobody is active, right? I mean, I can simultaneously look at it here.
I gotta set up the search there too.
No, this one I can just do pretty quick. Just turning my head sideways is the only scenario. It's horrible. Polygon. I don't see anything listed. So what do I need to do if there's nothing listed? I probably need to find somebody that wants to sell, right?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I've got a buyer who can buy your house.
So we need listing leads, right?
Hey, you jumped it back.
Sorry, I'm on Remine now,
Yeah, I know.
marketing. Well, see, I'm not linked, but this is something you guys need to do. So I have a parameters, but this is what a Facebook ad looks like. If you guys don't know what that looks like, and what it does is it pops up when you're scrolling or on the side or right through the middle. If you wanted to do Facebook ads, now me being old school,
You're gonna send marketing materials material.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Behind office.
behind office, and I'm gonna build a campaign. So my buyer wants to live directly behind this office, and he's willing. I've already talked to him. He's willing to pay $500 and some odd $1,000, right? So you have like hundreds and hundreds of options in this scenario. Even a yellow letter if you wanted, or a professional letter. So we probably want to send these guys a letter stating, I've got a buyer, right? Well, that looks good, right? So personalize. Let's do some Cornell colors.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. I can do better.
How come it's still green?
I would say blue and white, black.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Looks good. We don't want Coldwell Banker. Gray and blue, I think, or blue and gray. Let's do gray and blue. Let's try that one.
When I was playing around with it, that's the one I used.
The gray and blue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can you set it as a,
I guess I could go in there and do that. That looks pretty good.
which one's that? The
Gray, blue, gray and blue.
Gray and blue.
Yeah.
Can you set it as a default?
Probably.
Mm.
I don't know. Anyway, you put your logo in, put your picture in, make sure your address and your company is correct. Most of it should automatically upload. Whatever. I don't have those. Now edit your copy letter. The nice thing is they've already like filled out most of this for you, right? A client is a cash buyer and willing to buy as is. Blah 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 blah. Now this is 109 people, right?
Yeah, it costs $77, it said.
No, was it already up there?
Maybe because it's a letter, it's gonna change.
110 people. I think it's less than the envelope. How
So
much
it
is
already
this?
pulls their names and addresses from the tax records of whoever current.
Yep. Even if it's an out of state, it'll mail out to that out of state person. And they're checking for incorrect addresses. Let's see how much money it saves me. Now, the beauty about this is like what everybody forgets is like you're just listed, just sold. Like if you just sold something, why wouldn't you spend? And you made $10,000 or $12,000 on something, why wouldn't you send a $77 mailer stating, "Look what I did," or the just listed scenarios? Come on there, people. Let's see if there's any questions so far. Oh, I got 5 people watching now. If you guys have questions, put it in there. Boy, this guy's taking forever. There we go. Proof, design approved. They're going to charge me 87 cents for this letter to go out. That's a custom envelope and a letter to 110 people. That's not bad.
Cost of 87 cents.
87 cents a letter. And then they also checked 9 people out of it so that I'm not wasting a mailer for the wrong address. Pretty easy, right?
Where do they mail from?
I don't know, but last time I did it for Section 10, I did like 300 people around a property that I sold, and it was out, and you got confirmation 2 days later, and then it was in the mailbox. You can select that mail one to me for proof what date it was. And it was like 4 days total, like 2 days approved and ready for mail. And then within 2 days of that, then I received it here at the office. So I assume everybody in that platform got it, and it wasn't that expensive. So postcards, and then you don't even need me to teach you these things because there's videos in here that'll teach you how to do them. Postcards, letters, finalizing your mail list. The other thing is once you drop your contacts in and you have all the addresses down, you can hit your sphere of influence in this thing too.
Nice.
Absentee owners. It's great if you're like trying to get listings in high rises or mid rises where it's just rentals, those type of letters. Your Christmas cards can come straight out of here. No licking and stamping, and unless you're writing letters, we send pictures of the kids to families and whatnot. General farming, a fully editable one if you wanted it customized with your own brand logo. There you go, holiday cards with envelopes, so it feels like Christmas. Just about everything you can think of, all in one little platform, right? Pretty interesting, and not so expensive.
The one thing I did find, I was playing around with it too, that you can't have two people.
You can,
You can't.
you can on the co-branded.
Hmm?
This co-brand,
Two people like a team, or two people
Yeah,
you're
like
sending
two
it to?
people as a team.
well, because generally you want your team picture on it.
So it would be like both of us. That's what I was thinking.
Otherwise, do the
Thinking it would be
co-brand
both of
where you're
us.
branding two realtors. But like, who do you choose at that point? Like,
Yeah, 'cause
oh well, do
I
I?
went on to that, but then it's more like,
This is more for if you and a lender want to partner on a marketing campaign. So, or you and a title company. I don't know if title companies can't co-brand. I don't think. I'm not sure if they can anymore. Lenders can though. Like this is like if you wanted to run a first-time home buyer campaign or something, you wanted to start working with buyers, you can get this apartment and this apartment. Now the apartments are different because it's like they're constantly changing, but it'll go to the current resident of, because it's all the same address, but then it'll be like unit number 107, 110, 1. Those are easy to get from your title company. Just how many units are there and what's the address, and we'll say show the current owner. And you can invite them in and use this classroom for first-time home buyer scenarios, or say you're doing investors. Like, hey, I know all of you that own in this neighborhood are investors. If you want to come in and make more money, I'm doing an investor seminar. It's only $5.99, includes lunch, whatever they bring investors in for. Okay, any questions on the marketing portion of Remine? Pretty simple, pretty easy. It's just managing your searches, your saved searches, and how you want everything sent to you. Which chats? I think you can find other members of Remine. So this is kind of the thing as we more and more of us start using it. It's the same with like Showing Time. The more of us that start using it, the more it becomes instilled into our business. Showing Time's easy, easiest way to get your tours together. It kind of gets us on a professional level and knowing who's looking at properties. It's going to be the same way with Remine on when we start using Docs Plus. So now forgive me on this because I've only watched half an hour of this, and it was a couple weeks ago. But I want to come in and show you. Now, mine's different because I don't think you guys can impersonate, where I can impersonate. So I have the broker access. So you guys will just have create transactions, upload libraries in my transactions. So your form library is updated with Galvar forms, right? Cornell forms, as if we make anything updated, I'll drop them into the Cornell Realty forms. But right now it's just Galvar forms. Commercial, you guys are in commercial alliance. If you're commercial alliance, you'll have access to commercial alliance forms, but mainly yours will say Las Vegas Realtor forms. So, look familiar?
Yeah.
It's kind of like transaction desk, right? Everything's in there. And you even have a search bar. So if I wanted to grab the net sheet, oops, not the new sheet, the net sheet. Enter. Here's my net sheet. Buying side, listing side. Ta-da! You get a handy dandy if you're just downloading to a PDF and create files, or you can use now, which is going to ask you to set up a file, create a new transaction, or add to an existing transaction. Things are just getting easier and easier these days versus when I started. So let's go to create new transaction. Boom. If you're on the buying side, listing side, or you're going to be on both sides, let's just call this one 123 Apple Street. If you have an MLS number that you're writing an offer on, you just type your MLS number in. It's the same with transaction desk. Who's your buyer? Joe. Joe. Oops. Who's the seller? Mama. Joe Mama. See how it's searching my contacts for automatic. Because I'm doing the class, I haven't put contacts in here. And Corey
Wow.
will be the buying agent. Next. Why are you stopping on me, computer? I forgot we're just the buying side. Let's make Cornell the listing agent.
Says you don't have listing brokerage.
Well, I mean, you understand. You just fill in. The thing is, this thing is going to store all these for you.
So have you already preloaded all of our in-house forms?
Yeah, I don't really have in-house forms.
What about our transaction fee form?
Broker compensation?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be in Cornell. You mean the one with the added verbiage?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've added them. If not, I'll make sure they're put in there. Anyway, so my selections, it's already got the net sheet in there because that's where I started. Back to here. Blah, we're going to prepare this for Joe. He's buying a $500,000 house. I don't know why the address didn't go in there. Oh, because I just titled it Apple. He's buying the cash, blah, blah, blah. Fill it out. Now, do I need to sign it? Look how easy this is. I don't have to open up any additional app. Put my name and company in there. Maybe I want to sign it. Maybe I want to send it to somebody. Or maybe I just want to download it. Pretty easy, right? Okay. So the couple of different things on this one, that's your transaction folder. So that's saved in 123 Apple. Is the collaboration on it. So as this gets used more and more,
So basically, as people start to establish accounts as users,
because this is the pro. So once you log in, then I'll be able to search for you,
see if I can.
and then I can add you in.
Users.
I have no content. I think I have to have a file open to do it. Let's go back to my file that's open so I don't have to start all over. How do I add? Transactions.
Send.
Yes. It's no, that's not what I want to do. There's a collaboration button where you can, when you add the agent in, see if I can add. Where's my add more? Progress. Try to look sideways.
Pause library. Oh my God, I love that. It's already built, or we get to put our own. Okay.
What's your email?
IZZY and LV at Gmail.
There you go. So you're in there. And you know, it's like when you start typing. So you're in there with your public ID. Now I can add you to transactions.
Thanks for showing me how to do
Where's my transactions? Come on, there we go. So it's under users.
Got it.
The beauty about adding for users is like when you get your disclosures back in, same with like the CIC receipt, the SRPD, then you can just share those instead of having to email them. We got warning that we want this in usage by September, I think it is. So we're gonna do a couple of them. I'm gonna see if I can get MLS out here to do a class on Remine docs. It's the beauty is it's self-explanatory, but without using it on a daily basis, you don't get the practice. We've been using Transaction Desk for how many years now? 5 years, 6 years.
Uh,
I want to say at least 5 or
I
6
think it's more
years.
than that.
10 years.
I'd say at least 8.
Okay, it's about right, about 8 years. So it's the same with all the previous ones. We kind of wipe them out and integrate into another one. So we'll have transaction desk. I don't know how long they'll keep it. But I think our contract runs out at some point, probably the end of this year or the beginning of next year. So we'll have that transition to work into it.
Do we have to transfer like our stuff that's in transaction desk to Remine? The stuff that, all your past stuff that's old or closed or whatever?
I'm hoping it gets integrated. You're talking about the past files?
Yeah.
That's why I have property base, because that's our storage system. So I have all those files we'll have for 5 years, because by law I have to
Right.
record them all.
That's what I was thinking. So do you have to transfer? I know they were saying to transfer it over, but I didn't know if they meant just the ones you're.
I would say
currently
active
on.
files, yes. Like
Okay.
files that you've already closed out, I wouldn't worry about them because we have them stored in property base.
Right.
And it's the same thing when you get this file, you're going to have to put it into property base because that's where I have to store them.
Okay. I was gonna
A
say
lot
that
of-
would be a lot, like for
yeah.
some people, I mean, me, no big deal, but for some people, it'd be a lot to transfer all their old stuff over.
And that's why I use the property base one.
Okay.
Just
now
so
we're-
that I know that you're putting things in. This is where you're creating your transaction and handling your transaction forms from Galvar. But to be compliant, we have our property base, which is where I want everything stored. And you can always go back to them. Beauty is like once you get your final settlement statements in them, your clients generally call you April, right? March or April. Hey, do you have my sale documents? Because they don't remember where they put them. March is a good time to hit everyone that you sold the year before. Like, hey, do you need your closing statement for your account?
Oh,
It's a good time to touch base and say, what's up? How you doing? Is everything good? In fact, I got a listing because his home warranty expired. His renewal's in April. And I'm like, what are you doing with that property? Well, nothing. I got a tenant. So I brought him in. Now I got to sign a listing for $1.5 million because he didn't realize it was worth X amount. So touch base with your past clients. All right, so I kind of just want to touch base on that one because I'm still learning the docs. The marketing, I'm pretty proficient at now. And this is what we are doing on our, let me see if there's any questions real quick. No questions. So if you do concierge, buyer or listing concierge, this is where we're generating your just listed, just solds. So we can do it for you. You can have basically just creating the form for you, just to make sure you don't forget. So that's included on your concierge if you do the buyer or listing concierge. You just gotta let us know if you want the just listeds or if you want the just solds, but we'll create those databases for you and store them for you guys. Because I can come in and impersonate you and I can just throw it into create your cart and do that. So if you do pay for concierge, we'll do the radius that you want. Like say you want, hey, I want to do 200 just listed, just solds, or I want to do 300. We'll create those around that property. So you guys do it. Then if you want us to create the cards, we'll create the cards too. But you got to pay for the cards or in the mailers. Because I want you to have more business. That's what the concierge is there for. It's pretty easy for us. Just so you don't forget. That's probably the biggest thing. Most agents forget after they close, they got their paycheck. They forget to do the continuing scenario. So once you save your searches, Like I can send this to you if you wanted, so you'd have that form. They'll update me. Like I get mailers whenever something's listed behind my office, and I always wonder why nobody else is marketing to those people. Digital, I don't know. I'm probably not the guy to talk to about it. I know there's a lot of Facebook ads, Instagram ads that you can buy, but I am of the old school nature. So I've done them. Returns aren't as big, so that's why I stopped doing them personally. But I know there's other agents out there that have 10,000 followers or whatever their following is, and they can hashtag something and have like 1 million people like them. I don't know how to do any of that stuff, so nor do I need to at this point. So, but I know it's there. Okay, and all at the touch of your buttons. All right, I'm open for Q&A. I did do the open house push. That one just landed on my desk today, and that's going to go active pretty quick. And it's a vacant. I do have a vacant one on the east side, Eastern and Sahara, for open houses. So if you guys are watching and you need an open house out that way, with a pool, $375, it'll probably sell pretty quick. 3% co-op on it. Not Spanish Trails, Spring Valley, 3% co-op on it. I've got $1.4 million. That one's not vacant though, so I can't do an open house yet. What's vacant? No. It's like 6 or 7 landed on my lap in the last 2 weeks, and all for exchange investments. So any one of them that are vacant, I will announce, and whoever signs up can open house it and meet all of the buyers that aren't going to buy the house because they don't have cash. So that seems to be the trend, right?
I hate it. The only reason I hate it is because it makes it so difficult when you're representing buyers.
Yes.
If they don't have cash.
Or it's priced. That's the part I'm trying to get down is like, well, what do I price that? Like if I can't let you access it, right? And I know it needs new flooring, new paint, new appliances, new kitchen. I can't exactly give it I give it whatever the last sale was, but I can't appreciate it because it hasn't been maintained. And that was, I was saying, that conversation. It's like, well, we don't care. Like, well, what if it's studs and concrete? We don't care. We can go 120% because that we have the money to rehab the facility. That just blew my mind this weekend, having that conversation with not just him, but 3 other matching scenarios on it. With the only thing I don't like is like when they write me their addendum and it's like 15 paragraphs long that I have to go research their company now before I can present why these clauses are in their addendum. Some attorney wrote it. But yeah, just mind blown that that's going on right now. So kind of puts me on edge, right? $5 a gallon, 20% appreciation in real estate. My food bill's off the charts, but
Yeah,
it is
as
what it
long
is.
as you keep having transactions.
As long as I keep having transactions, I keep making money to
Sales
pay
prices
for it.
go up, then you get more money. So your income should go up to offset the expenses.
As long as I'm not discounting myself so low. I see that out there a lot too.
Beef?
I don't know if they're discounting themselves that low, but I'm like, they're obviously discounting what they're paying. So I would say all these hedge funds that are out there should charge their clients the commission. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of them are. Like, don't worry about my commission. I get paid by my buyer, which is kind of cool. I haven't had that conversation yet, but that'd be nice. Anybody pull up sheets on co-ops as a public yet? Like, for instance, how is it being displayed? What's a good one? Redfin? No, Zillow.
We started doing that already.
It's
March
March
1st.
March
Was it
1st.
March 1st.
Or even your when you send a sheet out, it's supposed to have the co-op on it.
Oh, even when you send a sheet out.
Yeah, so like
So that your clients can see. Yeah.
Yes, it
yeah.
Should be a
So,
client view, right?
oh, here's actually this is
Just gotta find a listing. Click on the first one that comes up.
right here. Let's just get one right by the office here. There's a green one. And email. Preview. Click it. All right, so this would be a client view, right?
Nice looking property. Should be a field down there, right towards the bottom,
So curious. Huh. Where is it?
Maybe they
It should
haven't,
be like a commission.
maybe they haven't converted over.
March 1st. Maybe it's up here.
Put that address in Zillow and see.
This address?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're supposed to
This is
display.
in our MLS, so it should be there.
Yeah, this is, if I emailed it to you, this is what would pop up. And general, days on market.
I think it'd be in the financial stuff towards the
Right
bottom.
here, right? Earnest
Issuance
deposit.
fees or something below.
Mm-mm. All right, so let's
Maybe
try
it's
it.
only gonna be the new ones, like that are starting, like after the first. The new
Well,
ones.
it's already in the MLS.
And it should be active, right?
Huh? Yeah,
Should
it
be
should automatically updated like they said it was gonna.
Mhm.
Someone didn't get that down.
Well,
Someone didn't do it, right?
didn't do what?
Put the
Didn't-
commissions active.
Didn't change it.
They only had one job.
We had one job on, activate the commissions. Look,
Well, of course, it's not transferring over because it didn't come up even under. Now, what if you go into the forms and pull it up?
you mean on the listing?
Yeah, and then if you were to like be sending it to your client,
That was this one.
okay, but instead of sending it through in that format, change the format to, of what you're sending, okay, what format is that?
So there's a 2% commission on it.
Okay, that's what it says there, okay, but
So
is that the full agent? Now go to a client
client
or single.
full. Let's do client full. That should have everything, right?
Yeah. It's probably down towards the bottom where the financial stuff usually is.
Nothing.
Huh?
Your financials are. Oh, interesting.
I wonder when it's gonna happen.
It said March 1st. In fact, they sent a mailer to everybody. So
Yeah,
I announced it.
I was like, okay, that's no big deal because we already put that feed in there, or that we already put in the co-op.
I was just curious if they did it.
I always send people a brochure view.
Well, I go right to the email link.
Yeah,
So, because that usually has everything in it for them.
at least that they've seen.
Should be right under the list price, you would think,
Wherever they're gonna put it,
or in at least in the financials, like co-op
we
offers.
should reach out and ask.
Might shoot them an email because it's not on here either, and this is just direct from them,
Right.
unless it's in more. Well, then I stand corrected. They are.
That's what their announced date was, but they haven't.
It's not implemented yet. It's nice
They're
house.
still working on
Could be.
getting software in place.
What's that noise? It sounds like coffee brewing.
Yeah. There's a lot of green. Right?
No, there's not.
Look, there's a lot of green.
No, there's not. There's only like 3,500 green.
$2,913. Green and purple. It's coming soon's purple.
I hate coming soon. As soon as you put it in
What is
coming
that
soon,
percentage?
What do you mean percentage?
Go back. What is that little percentage sign right there?
Oh, so this is called rate plug.
Oh,
So if you partner with a lender, they can buy a rate plug for you. So every time you send to your clients, they can have their rate and T-sheet available. So if you click it, you guys don't have that. I used to partner with Movement on it, and then they stopped paying for it. Vince would probably pick it up, but rate plug, it'll pull up what my payment is, what the current rate is, and the lender has to pay like $300 or $400 a month, but you would register them and accept them as your lender. Like, hey, do you want to be my preferred lender? And they're like, yeah, well, because then every time I send a listing to a buyer, you can be the go-to agent on a rate plug. So just pull up rate plug, and you can. It's like if you're teaming up with lenders.
yeah.
That's what I did back in the day. I was just like, you can be my lender. We'll co-brand things if we do marketing. They would pick up the bulk of the bill. Or, it's got to be a certain percentage
Right.
per RESPA. But they can come in and partner on because you already pay for MLS.
Mhm.
And if they don't, and they want to be in front of your clients, then they can pay for rate plug. So that's what that is.
All
right. Any other questions? I'll send them a note and see why it's not popping up. But
I knew it had something to do with the
Something to
rates.
do with the rate.
I just didn't know.
That was interesting.
Maybe Century Lock. Next week. Yeah. MLS, or if something comes up that's interesting, I'll share it, and I'll look at Remine getting them out here probably in the summertime. We'll host a little Remine gathering. Whether they do an afternoon and we follow up with Fun Friday or something, but we'll bring them out to do a fun Remine intro. I know they do Zoom ones too, but we'll look at that. New construction. I know there's going to be a lot of new construction coming up this summer.
Wish they put both the Remine icons next to each other.
Yeah, but it's like when you click that, you go to create a doc. So you want to be able to click and go straight to docs, even though it's in the same thing. I get it. But if you put them together, I guess you can move them around, can't you? Maybe not. Who knows?
That way you don't have to go searching for it.
I don't know.
You just go to Remine, then you figure,
I've
okay, am I
always
using
looking at
Remine or
these.
am I using Remine?
I'm trying to see who else is sponsored. I haven't been down to sponsors in a while yet.
Is that Sam?
Yeah. But these are, they pay Galvar for these ads right here. And this is all like Galvar links. Or maybe I'll run. Does anybody do leasing? You guys use the tenant screening?
No, I
Thing?
don't know what that is.
All right, maybe I'll do that next week. You
I
can,
don't know what that is.
So if you're gonna help somebody.
if you're helping a landlord lease a property, you can do premium checks and charge your clients for them, or charge.
Or you can screen your rental client.
Yeah.
Before you spend time
Mm.
searching.
Does your credit checks. You can have the applicant pay for it. Like, hey, here's the application fee. That way you don't touch any money. You're not pretending to be property managers. Like, no, here's the screen. You pay it. It's $27.99. If you want additional stuff, you can check it. So
Credit check before you spend time running around with them.
Yeah.
Can we
Hey.
get that?
that's yours.
And we just send it to them, hey, you gotta pay for
Yeah.
this.
So if you just come in here and I have an account. I don't want to log in real quick, but I guess I can show you guys. You just log in, create your account as the Galvar member, and then if you do this one and just charge them $28, I mean, you can pay for it yourself, but if you do this one, you can just send them the bill directly to the applicant. Like, here, fill this out online. Then you don't have to do anything, right? Here's the application. Here's the payment place and things to make your life easier. Well, basically, it's stuff that you guys pay for. So I should call my class on Mondays. Stuff you already pay for.
Yeah.
Stuff you pay. Oh, let me turn this guy off. Everybody left.
You be there?
There was 5, then it went